Hello and welcome to SAE Tomorrow Today Unplugged Video Edition. Yep, we're going to video. Here I am. That's me, Grayson Brulte. And for the first time, I've got to read a little intro here for you. Intros are important, so please pay attention. You will hear me use terms today like L2+, L2++. Know that these designations aren't formally defined in SAE J3016, but they've gone beyond marketing into real regulatory and insurance lexicons. I'm using the terms today the way the industry does, as practical shorthand for what's happening in the field. Now let's get on with the show. Plus, it's a four-letter word, P-L-U-S. Some might even say it's a dirty one. Oh, no, we're a children's program. Oh, yep, we're G-rated. We're not going there, but some folks might say it's a dirty word. Others might say it's a word with great deep meaning. Oh, here we come. Marketing 101. We've got deep meaning, okay? Two different schools of thought. The dirty thought, the marketing thought. But ask Walt Disney. That's a third thought. What would Walt Disney think? Yes, I know Walt Disney's not alive. But go to Disney World and go to Disneyland. You'll notice a common denominator across the board there. Dream bigger. And why is that important? Because when Walt Disney was alive and he was building Disneyland before Disney World, because unfortunately Mr. Disney did not see Disney World complete, he did see the beginning of construction, he would ask his Imagineers, they come with a product or an idea, and Mr. Disney would say, plus it. Dream bigger, plus it. Okay, and that worked very well for Mr. Disney, the Disney Corporation, and for millions of children around the world that get to experience the Disney magic every day on TV and in the parks. And oh, the plus term, it just didn't end when Walt Disney passed away. It went to Disney Plus. Yes, their streaming service, Disney Plus. Notice that famous four-letter word. Then there's Apple TV Plus. Okay, we got a plus there. Paramount Plus. Insert your favorite video program, and there's a high chance, yes, they have that four-letter word, plus. What does that mean? And it's not just streaming that uses that word. That's just in the popular culture. It's also the mobility industry. They use things like plus. And then they use the term plus plus. Okay, so now video industry says 1+. That's 4 letters. Mobility industry says plus plus. That's 8 letters. And yes, I know they're using the symbols, but the symbols are plus, and that's 8 letters. Oh boy, 8 letters. What does that mean? We don't know. We shall discuss. It's anyone's guess what it means, and some will say it's even a definition of a standard. We're not saying that. We're merely pointing it out. Some will say it's a marketing standard. Again, we're not saying that. Some will merely point that out. But what do you think? What is plus? That's 4 letters, and plus plus, that's 8 letters. What do you think they mean? Let us know what you think. That's the important thing here. We want to know what you think. Some will say that it means partial automation and that it's a highly advanced version of ADAS. Again, we're not saying that. We're merely asking. Others will say that level 2 plus plus does not exist. But how can it not exist is the question. When major companies such as NVIDIA, Mobileye, Qualcomm, Stellantis, and Mercedes-Benz all use the term L2++. It can't be a ghost. Halloween, that's 5 months away. And why can't it be a ghost? Because these companies are shipping hardware, physical, tangible assets that you can touch. That's what they're shipping. So again, I can sit here and say it's not a ghost. Maybe it's something else. And furthermore, consumers use these L2++ products on a daily basis. And when you look at the data, the term of the use L2++ is only projected to accelerate, not decelerate. Plus, no pun intended, there's also the term L2+. That's a single plus. We're back to the 4 letters again. Is that a marketing term as well? Not sure. Does L2 with 1+ even exist? If you ask S&P Global, they will tell you the adoption of global automakers is skyrocketing, but they're using the term L2++. not L2 plus. Notice a pattern here. Why is this happening and not another terminology happening? It's rather simple. It all boils down to a dirty word. And it's not 4 letters. It's called liability. Put it in bold, exclamation point. It's a dirty word. And frankly, in some quarters, it's a scary word. That's right, liability. It could be scary. Good luck trying to brand a product SAE level 3. There, I said it. Why? Because if you go there, insert the liability and regulatory hurdles, not to mention the what will happen in the liability standpoint. In the event of a crash with an L3 system engaged, who's responsible? Think about that. Who is responsible in the event of an L3 crash? Why do I ask that? Because the definition of L3 is eyes off. Nope, I can't see you. Hands off. Okay? Is it the global auto manufacturer that's responsible? Is it the autonomous driving software supplier? Is it the sensor supplier? I don't know, and I'm not making an assumption. I'm not a lawyer. I'm asking you, who do you think is responsible for level 3 in the event of a crash? Or could it be the OEM? The OEM is supplying the product. In theory, the consumer pays the OEM for the product. So is it the driver? Oh, wait, no, they're not a driver. They're merely an observer. Are they responsible? We don't know. We do not fundamentally know yet because there is not a framework to work off. Perhaps, and this is a perhaps, that is why the term L2++ is being used. I don't know. I'm merely speculating. Then, as I said earlier, you got the liability issues. Then if you downshift, oh yeah, we got the old 6 shift here, and we're downshifting to L2++. Is it a ghost? Does it exist? Just saying, unsure. Because if the mysterious level, the L2 plus or L2++, and the driver must be in control at all times. Aha, wait a second, what did he just say? The driver must be in control at all times. Oh, okay, here we go. Liability, we know who that liability is going to. A matter of fact, that's what the courts say. I'm not saying it. I'm merely basing it off of court cases. Okay? There, we solved it. We understand the liability. And that's why, potentially, it's happening. As much as it pains a large part of society to admit it, insurance, yeah, we all have to have insurance, plays a large role and, unfortunately, an ever-growing cost role. Rising inflation increases insurance costs to go up. As the vehicles become more and more automated, unfortunately, again, I'm going back to IHS data, publicly sourced data, the insurance costs go up. But, here's a big but, and I mean a big but. But does all of that risk premium go away when L4 comes to personally owned autonomous vehicles? I believe, in my personal opinion, at some point that a consumer, and I'm not giving a time frame because I don't have a time frame, that a consumer will be able to buy an L4 personally autonomous vehicle. Who's going to sell it? I'm unsure, but I do believe in my heart of hearts that it will happen at some point. What do you think? Let us know. Because it is very, very possible that companies that sell you the personally owned autonomous vehicles will most likely self-insure. Why do we think that? Because Tesla has set up a captive. And what is a captive? It is an insurance underwriting mechanism to capture that risk. And they will sell it to you in the premium. I believe this is an assumption. Again, we don't have data to go on this. That'll be bundled as part of a lease payment. Again, assumption. But if you can look what Tesla's starting to do and getting insurance. Oh, and here's a kicker. If an OEM wanted to get an insurance license and set their own captive, they have to get licensed in all 50 states. 50 states, 50 different regulatory markets, complex and expensive, not to mention time-consuming. So if you want to see an early sign, watch to see if OEMs start to set up insurance companies in all 50 states. And if you see that number start to accelerate, you know that something is happening there. But then let's go back to the L2++ debate. Is this a sign that L3 will never happen. Global OEMs such as BMW are canceling their L3 programs. BMW cited cost in canceling the L3 program. But is it really cost? Or, as we said earlier, is it liability? Unsure. You make the decision on that one. Read the analyst reports, and they'll tell you it's liability concerns. Talk to the OEMs, the BMW in this case, they'll tell you it's cost. Somewhere in the middle is the truth, and there's data to back that up with. From 2026 to 2030, S&P Global Mobility forecast a much faster rise in L2 adoption than L3, with level 2 plus, that's right, plus, becoming the mainstream fact. In fact, there's a chart for it. Let's pull up that chart so you can see. Why is L2 plus projected to grow so much faster than L3? Narrower operating limits, heavier legal exposure, and more complex validation. In simple terms, risk. From an underwriting liability perspective, L3 is risky. That's what the data says. That's not what I say. That's what the data says. This is why companies are shying away from using the term, as there is no set regulatory framework in place. Again, that is an opinion of why they're shying away. Without that regulatory framework defining who is responsible, the growth of the term L2 plus and L2 plus is only projected to grow according to S&P Global Mobility. Do you think it's going to grow, or do you think that we'll see a return to the traditional levels and L3 will make a comeback? Don't call it a comeback, because it could come back. And why did it come back? Because it never went away. And if we do call it a comeback, will it be in highly regulated markets such as the EU, or will it be global? Or could it be Southeast Asia? We don't know. We'll have to watch and see. Even despite some saying that L2 plus and L2 plus is only a marketing term, it could happen. The society adapts to it. So now what are we going to do? Let's go step into the future, because as Walt Disney said, we are going to dream big. And I'm going to throw in complexity into the stew here. What happens if and when the magical four-letter word emerges with L4? L4 plus or L4 plus? Oh, there's that four-letter word. Oh, now he said it 8 letters. Oh boy, it's even more letters. Does that mean that the robotaxi or personal autonomous vehicles can go further and faster than L4? Perhaps the ODD is 10x large, so it's L4 or it can go in a certain environment that the robotaxi or personal can't go to. Oh, it's L4 Who knows? The pluses are catching on. That's what we think. Is plus the defining factor, as Walt Disney once asked his engineers? As I said earlier, when Walt Disney wanted them to go big, he would say, plus it. Well, the entertainment industry's listened, the mobility industry's listened, and when the industry uses the term plus and plus, is that their way of giving a nod to one of the world's greatest storytellers? Perhaps, or perhaps not. But Walt Disney imagined what was not possible and made it possible. No matter how many pluses or no pluses at all, it's always great to dream and dream big. Sometimes to build the future, you have to massage the language to fit into the regulatory framework of that era to ensure that your product that you dream big can succeed. Perhaps that is what's happening now. Or perhaps that's just me dreaming. What do you think? Is plus and plus here to stay? First it was the entertainment business, then it was the mobility business. Where is that next famous plus term going to show up next? Let us know what you think by replying in the comments below. And to tie it all together, let's not forget, Walt Disney first coined the term plus it, Disney added it to their streaming service, and they plussed it. What are you going to build to plus it to the future? Let us know, because today is tomorrow, tomorrow is today, the future is dreaming big. You watch this podcast, now dream big and go build the future. That's what the world's greatest engineers do.
SAE International makes no representations as to the accuracy of the information presented in this podcast. The information and opinions are for general information only. SAE International does not endorse, approve, recommend, or certify any information, product, process, service, or organization presented or mentioned in this podcast.